sometimes you don't know what you want to speak, but you just want to speak. You want to put your word out into this universe, and I am going through one such moment. I've come all alone. I'm not feeling lonely, but I'm all alone here, and I'm loving this. I'm loving being with myself, and I'm, all these videos that I've been talking all these days. If you're watching my videos and following me closely, then most people ask me like, what is authentic influence? And probably everything that I speak about these days is about influencing people not by strategies, influencing people not by plans, influencing people not by selfish motives, influencing people not by goals, influencing people not by what they are supposed to do or what they should do, or by shaming them, or by creating fear in them, or by creating scarcity, invoking the scarcity in them. It's actually by invoking their true presence, by invoking their true essence. Everything that I have been being myself, and I have been focusing on, or I have been wanting people to realize, is that they are more than what they think, they are more than what they do, they are more than what they even assume about themselves or expect from themselves or their future. But we have grown in such a world that we are imposed by goals which we don't want, actually goals which we have hired from or hijacked from our circumstances, or from people who have been around us, and people who we have considered as authority figures in our life. And probably we have lost the sense of who we truly are and who we truly can be, or who we truly are being in this moment, and are imposing our future self upon our true real self, which is always present with us. Now, if you find that my words are faster than you can comprehend, and then probably I would want you to slow down the video using technology, because sometimes I'm very fast, sometimes I'm very slow. People have been commenting in many different ways. Some of my well-wishers have often said that sometimes you are very fast, that we can't catch the essence of what you're speaking, or probably your words are very fast. I don't plan, I don't strategize. I'm sorry if that happens, but if you have seen my videos, I don't plan my videos, I don't strategize my videos. I just get an insight and I want to put that word out into this universe. I am eager to share my insights with you, because that's what I feel is the real purpose of these ideas showing up through me. And I've been making myself more of a channel to these universal ideas. I've been making myself more as a conduit of universal thoughts that are showing up through me, and I'm loving this process. So I'm sure you would consider this as a request, and use technology to slow down or speed up, but then see the essence of what I'm speaking, because I don't speak from my intellectual mind. I don't speak from what I want to speak in order to influence. I'm actually only sharing what is coming up, or what is showing up through me in this moment. While I sit here alone in this beautiful park, all alone, I can see myself slowing down a little, as I go deeper, and I'm sure you are going to allow me doing that. And I just want to take some time for some of the thoughts to show up. But meanwhile, I'm loving this experience of vulnerability. I'm loving this experience of being myself. I'm loving this experience of being true to who I am in this moment, sharing my vulnerability, my vulnerable self with you, and sharing these beautiful moments of presence, of being with you, of being with myself, and being an expression of the true self that is pouring out of me, and that is wanting to come out even as I take some time in solitude. And I want to ask you, how often do you take a little time for yourself? How often do you find time to love yourself? How often do you take time to be with yourself? How often do you do those acts of love which are actually an expression of who you truly are, more than showing others of what you really want to be in future? Many times I come up with brilliant ideas, and then I start taking action upon them. But after a while, I realized that these are those motivated motivated thoughts which I have inadvertently started working upon, but they don't actually fall in line. They don't actually are in alignment with my true essence, my true expression, my true being, my true desire of expressing into this world. And then I take time to forgive myself to falling in this pattern, because I live in a world which has been more dominating, of course. And unless you wake up every moment, unless you be alert, not alert in the scarcity point of view, in the fear point of view, alert in the sense, be more aware of, are you in alignment with your true essence? Are you in alignment with your true love? Are you in alignment with something that you love to do? Are you in alignment with that something that really makes you happy doing, instead of wanting to do that because of achieving or creating a certain result for a certain kind of goal that you want to achieve? And that's possible only when you find time to be vulnerable with yourself. And instead of faking boldness, I know that authentic influence is all about feeling vulnerable. Authentic influence is that something that you don't do but happens in your presence. Authentic influence is that something that you share with the world with a sincere desire to share your love with them, and something that is pouring out of you rather than you dumping upon the universe, and something that you can't resist. And if you resist, probably you are doing an injustice to the expression of this universal force, the life force that's driving itself through you. Well, I wanted to share a lot, and I don't know what's coming up in this moment, but I would want to. I'm loving this process. I'm taking a bold moment today, only to express the real bold self, not to fake my confidence, because I've done enough to. I know those were very old days when I used to train in my workshop about fake it till you make it, and pretend to be bold enough for enough time that you start actually believing, you start living in a bolder way. But now I know, as I slow down to the speed of life, I find that there is nothing that you have to prove. There is nothing that you have to do in order to prove yourself bold, because you are a very bold expression of life. And if you are watching this video, then I congratulate you, I appreciate you, because you have taken time. You have paid attention to the real side of the life which you are, which I am, and which all of us are conduits of, which we are, in a recent declaration of my being, which I was inspired from Steve Hardison, one of world's top coaches on being. I learned that, I was drafting my document of my being. I wrote in that, I'm a hose of love. I'm a hose of abundance. Well, sometimes I have my own problems. I have my own challenges. I have my own difficulties. I don't declare them as faking them. I declare them as if reminding myself of my true essence. And instead of faking, I'm just taking this opportunity to be with myself. And in a larger sense, in a deeper sense, if I consider that you are an expansion of who I am, and I am an expansion of who you are, then probably I need not be afraid of what you will think about me. Or in fact, this gives me a moment to see you as me and see me as you, and probably the whole human race as an expression of godliness, an expression of life, an expression of what life can be, an expression of possibilities, an expression of creativity, an expression of authenticity, an expression of everything that we always dream to be and experience, but probably our strategic minds have become a barrier to, our planning has become a barrier to, our motives of influencing people in strategic ways by creating more of scarcity has actually become a barrier to. And I'm loving this moment. I really thank you for being with me in this vulnerable moment. I'm loving this. I'm loving doing this, and I'm actually wanting to help people realize their true essence and realize what's possible when you stop manufacturing goals for the sake of manufacturing goals, and get aligned with the most natural goals that are showing up in the moment. When you just be with yourself, when you just have goals which are wanting to express themselves through you, when you're just working towards goals of which your life becomes a space to express. I'm sure there is plenty that's possible only when we get out of the way and let life flood in through. I don't know if I've conveyed enough, but maybe I'll try next time. Love you.